Richie, talk about, it seemed like a pretty rough game, and talk about how you guys sort of survived that, and what's Carlos Hill's condition?
It definitely was a physical game, for sure. In terms of Carlos, he got a knock, on his knee, and obviously, it's not a twist or anything serious, but it just basically got swollen, so it was very difficult for him to continue on. So we got whacked a bit on the field there, and but the guys hung in there, they battled, and they competed, and obviously got the result at the end.
Coach, congrats on your first win. Is Petrovic getting fined for missing the game today?
No. Djordje's situation right now is, we're sympathetic with Djordje right now. We're just doing what's best for, both sides, for Djordje for the future. And we just felt that Earl was the best choice for the game tonight. And obviously he showed it in the game. He did a really good job. So, we're working with Djordje day by day, and he's been training, and we'll keep moving forward with that.
And obviously we saw Andrew Farrell get the game-winning goal. You look back to the game against New York Red Bulls when it was taken away. What was it like to be able to see him come up big in this moment?
Well, Andrew's a big part of our team. He's obviously been here a long time. He's a great competitor. He's a great teammate, and I'm really happy for Andrew. You mentioned the goal that got called back in New York, but what a way to end the penalties with him, getting the winning penalty there, and we were just all excited, obviously, to advance. But it's great for Andrew, and he got up there and took the penalty with confidence, and now we're through.
We'll go next with Pablo.
Richie, you guys showed a lot of result tonight. Given some of the off-the-field stuff you guys have navigated this week, I think it was important to put in a performance like this. Does it feel a little different than it normally would?
Well, I just think the game itself was exciting, but we did get off to a slow start, whether that was from what the week looked like, and we did have good training, so I guess we could use that as an excuse if we wanted to, but we didn't have a good start to the game, but. After, it was midway, I thought through the first half, towards the end, last 15, 20 minutes, we started coming back in the game. We made a little bit of a formation change, which we thought definitely helped. And obviously the second half, I thought we were the better team and potentially could have won it in regulation. So we're excited just to win. We hung in there. It was a draw, and to take the penalties. And, obviously in it's a tournament format, and you're just trying to advance to the next round. So exciting way to end the game, and for the fans and for us. And we're just going to have to now prepare for the next game.
We have a next question here.
After getting blitzed early, Richie, just how important was that Gustavo Bo goal to make it 2-1 at halftime?
Yeah, it was crucial. We definitely did not have a good start to the game, and giving up 2 goals in the first 12 minutes or so, and we really had our backs up against the wall. But these guys, are competitive. They didn't give up. They just kept battling. Again, like I said, I think over the course of the game, we're probably the better team, but we weren't able to finish to get a third goal, and they hung in there, and even at the end when everybody was tired, they did a great job. So it was very important for Gustavo, and then obviously he has to make it interesting with his penalty getting saved and following it up. So, but that's Gustavo. He scores goals, and it's a special talent of his for sure.
Quick follow-up. What's Brandon Vye's situation? I saw him grab his right knee.
We're not sure of that yet, so we'll be seeing more. See more tomorrow, and so we're hoping it's obviously not a serious injury.
We'll now take questions from the media who joined via Zoom. First question will go from Sydney Hunty. Sydney, your line is open now.
Just Sydney Hunt, MLSsoccer.com. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
It looks like you'll be playing Querétaro in the next round. Of course, winning is Pumas. What are your expectations for that match coming up here in a few days?
Our expectations are to win the game. We'll be home again. Expectations are to get off to a better start in the next game for sure. But all these games are competitive. The Mexican teams are very good. The Mexican league is a top league, so it's going to be competitive. And you saw what out there today. In between the soccer with the tackles and the fouls and whatnot. So it's going to be competitive. You got to be ready to play. And again, our expectations is to keep moving on in the tournament. we feel confident. We've played well in spurts, and you know, obviously to come away with the penalty win, it's great. So yeah, our expectations are to prepare over the next 3 days and get ready for the game on Monday and get a result.
Next question comes from Seth Cumber. Seth, your line is open now.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
What was the conversations like with Djordje Petrovic, and are you hopeful that he'll play in the next game?
Our conversations with Djordje have been great. You know, Djordje's a great goalkeeper, a great person, and like I said earlier, we're just gonna take it day by day. And we thought that, you know, basically Earl was the best choice for our team tonight, and he showed that he did a good job for us. You know, Djordje will be hopefully ready in the coming days, and we'll see. We'll make the best choice of goalkeepers for our next game, and who we think could perform the best in the goal for us.
We go back here in the room, in the corner.
And also too, just kind of along that, when did Earl exactly find out he was going to be starting? His overall thoughts on, you know, his performance and being able to step up?
Yeah, Earl. You know, we don't need to talk about when we gave the lineup up, but when we gave it out and Earl was in it, and you know, Earl's been a really good pro for us, and you know, came in at what I guess his last game when we won 3-1, I guess, Orlando, and he did a really good job. He's been training hard, and the players are confident in Earl when he's back there. So, you know, I think he did a good job, and again, if he can, you know, whenever he's called upon, I think he'll do a good job and help us.
One more question here in the back.
Congrats on the win. So 2 consecutive wins against Mexican sides, and the next game is playing again, like against the Mexican side.
Yep.
So any takeaways tactically from the last 2 games to prepare for the next game?
I mean, I think that, you know, the Mexican team, they're competitive, right? You know, even in the San Luis game early in the game, you know, they're very they're technical, they're competitive. You know, they will play. San Luis, I thought early in the game for us last week, you know, they played good football, they created opportunities, and you know, obviously it was 1-1, and you know, we kind of wore them down and scored some goals at the end. But, you know, they're not easy. You know, they're passionate, they're competitive, and they want to win. So it's going to be another really tough game, competitive game, and rivalry game a little bit with, you know, Mexico versus U.S. So we'll be prepared, we'll be ready, and we'll make sure that we're competitive and basically need to be more competitive from the first minute.
We'll have one final question here.
Coach, it wasn't a big number of fans out there, but it seems the atmosphere tonight was a little bit different because you're calling the fans, all the aggressiveness in a good way. What can you take away from the mentality of the team and also the fans coming together for the result?
It seemed like there was a decent amount of Atlas fans, obviously, when they were announcing the teams, which was great. It's great that they come out and support their club, and you know. But our fans are great here in New England and with the Revs, and they come out, and even when it's a small crowd, supporting us and cheering us on, and we're grateful to have great fans that come out and help us, and you know, they were really excited, obviously, at the end of the game after the penalties and the win, and it really helps and pushes the players on the field.
Rich, can you just talk about that formation change? Were you just talking about when you raised the subs and went more to the wings a little bit?
No, we changed the formation to like a bit of a diamond where we put Matt Polster holding a little bit to, as just the 6, and Mark Anthony Kay to the left and Noah Buck to the right, and we brought Gustavo more central and with Giacomo in you know, kind of like more of a 4-4-2 diamond where we were in basically a 4-3-3 before that. So we thought that worked with, especially there's the spacing and the positioning of our midfielders, Mark and Noel on the left and right could find space in the pockets, and then obviously Gustavo was closer to goal. He was getting caught a little bit more out wide, and of course we, you know, as you can see, we want Gustavo closer to the goal and the ability to score goals. So, and then I do think that the subs that came in did a really good job. We made the change, Ema and Ian especially when they came in, and Nacho did a great job too. Am I leaving anybody out? I'm blanking right now, but they did a great job to come in and compete, and it wasn't an easy game. It's a hard, competitive game, so they did make a difference.